guys are in there with us. And there was one time my partner and I was collecting bloodstain samples. She was photographing them. And he had scared his girlfriend so badly, trying to strangle her, that she jumped out the second-story window out of their bedroom onto the top of a truck and ran down the road. So I got to document the bloodstains down the road to show her path. I got called up by a lieutenant later. They were trying to find him. And the deputy on scene, he needed to get his report in because that's what investigations wanted. And I got a call from my lieutenant. So was there a deputy in the residence with you? No, he was trying to get the report done. Who was in there with you? My partner, Andrea. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure who was in there with me. They found him downstairs in the basement in between couch cushions. And Andrea and I had come in through the garage. We had put our station for like our evidence collection and just our packaging materials on the kitchen table right above the steps that went down to the basement. And I know when I walked in, the door seemed pulled too. But when we were formulating, okay, did you get your camera? Did you get do we have everything that we need? We're standing at the table discussing this. We both look down and go, wasn't the door pulled too? The door was open like this. So later, it even gives me goosebumps now. He was downstairs when they found him. So we were in the house with him the whole time. I had swabs and sterile water, and she had her camera. That was it. So we're looking and trying to turn the forces a little bit to see if we can get post certification and carry.
And that was the guy who tried to strangle his girlfriend?
Yes.
Including violent?
So drugs.
Yeah.
But she was that scared of him that she jumped out of the window onto the vehicle and ran down to a neighbor's house. So my partner and I were in the house with him. We've also had a young lady, or one of the other CSIs, walking in a house. The houses we go into are not the cleanest all the time. Sometimes we're very surprised when they are. But it was one of the houses where there were laundry piled, like a porter type person. And Andy, she said, I think that laundry pile moved. And the deputy's like, no. And she's like, yeah, I think it moved. There's a cat, there's something in there. It was a bad guy. He was hiding under the laundry pile. But it was one of those houses where you kind of go through like this. And you're taking your photographs because you don't want to touch anything. So now we're ready to be a CSI.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's a road you want to go down conversationally, but you guys, what do you think? I mean, what good and bad of being post-certified, which means sworn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means
I'd have to go through the academy. I'd have to learn the CRS, which is the Colorado Revised Statutes.
It's
Not
pretty.
that I'd be a police officer.
It's a pretty thick book.
I feel like it's fine. Yeah, I feel like it would benefit in the end.
See, I'll just have to tell my admin. See, some students think that we should. Or we got actually ask for vests. Not that I want to wear a vest because that's 30 additional pounds. But if it's something that's going to make my job safer, I don't mind. But with a vest, you've still got the spaces in between here that if somebody had a knife, they could still get me. But when I'm involved in something, I don't know about you guys, I'm sure, like you're on a TV show or you're in a book, you just focus. You're just tunnel vision into whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you're acting out something, or it's just something that you're passionate about. Like, will you leave me a fingerprint on there? Yeah. Thank you. It's already woke up. So if I'm down like this, and I don't have any protection, and I'm just involved in my work and I'm not listening, somebody can come up behind me and hurt me if no one's with me. Because you get into it and your focus is the scene, so I could potentially get hurt. But with mag powder, it's very easy, so I wouldn't be that focused into it. But sometimes you're walking into a scene and you're assessing it. You photograph it prior to doing anything in it, but you assess it. And then you just go with what you need to go, what your next step is. Whether it's fingerprinting, or if I need to start getting into bloodstain pattern analysis and get my calculator out and my string, and, or if I need to go collect bugs for entomology, or you just assess the situation. You might just be tunnel visioned into this is what I need to do, and then you just start thinking like a criminal of how did they enter the residence, so I go to that.
Scary.
You're like, So if you guys want to come up, I don't have that many brushes and stuff, but we can process. I've got gloves, I've got smalls and larges. And Jade can show you how to process mag powder.